going on? Germs here. I'm back with another review. Today we've got an Australian Defence Forces Combat Ration 1 Man, or CR1M. Stick around, we'll get this thing opened up and see what we got. Alright, so this Australian CR1M is going to be for one soldier for one day, full 24 hours. So it's going to be roughly around 3,500 calories. So let's open this up. Let's see what we got. All right, so we've got some bread, and I have heard that this is the best bread out of any ration on the planet. Looks like it was packed in October of 2020, so this one's going to be from 2020. Green Seas tuna, oven-dried tomato and herb dressing, instant mashed potatoes, teriyaki steak bar, potato and chickpea curry. Ooh, we've got a chocolate chip cake, and we've got some lamb casserole. Got some natural muesli with fruits and seeds. Biscuit cream cracker, biscuit jam sandwich, an all fruit bar, tropical, peppered steak bar, chocolate ration, protein drink, coffee flavor, isotonic drink powder, orange, whole grain cereal bar with fruit and chia seeds, Lifesavers musk flavored, some M&Ms, Vega processed cheddar cheese, sweetened condensed milk, strawberry jam, accessory packet, got a zip top bag, bung fluff, and we've got our Australian spoon, got a nice little container of matches, red tip. And we've got our pamphlet that has all the different menus for all of these rations and all the calories and all the nutritional information. All right, let's open up this accessory packet. Got salt and pepper, some tomato ketchup, 2 tea bags, 2 instant coffees, got some sugar, got some creamer, Mentos Pure Fresh with green tea extract gum, Tabasco, Vegemite, got this cool scouring pad with detergent on it so you can clean your mess kit. 3 rubber bands, so I guess you can separate your 3 meals and save them for later. Field ration eating device, or Fred. Kind of cool. Got your can opener, got a bottle opener, and you got a spoon. All right, well, that's what you get in the Australian Defence Forces CR1M Menu B. That is a lot of food. There's a lot here, so I'm going to go ahead and get this all split up into 3 meals, how I think breakfast, lunch, and dinner would go. So I'll be right back. All right, I've got it laid out how I feel like I would do the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So we're going to have the muesli for breakfast. We're going to have the potato and chickpea curry for lunch, and the lamb casserole with instant mashed potatoes for dinner. And then all this other stuff I'm kind of just throwing on there just how I think it fits with each meal. So let's start with the breakfast first. Let's slap this down and dig in. Perfect. All right, first thing I want to do, I want to make this muesli. All right, I looked through the leaflet they give you, and I didn't see an amount of water to put in this, and this doesn't say either. So I'm just going to kind of wing it. It does have a tear notch, but I don't want to tear it this way. I want it that way. And that's what we got. There's some dried fruit in there, dried papaya, dried apricots, raisins, dried pineapple, dried cranberries, dried apple, and pumpkin seeds. Now I'm just going to eyeball this till I get enough. Maybe just a tad more water. Then why not add some sweetened condensed milk? It's probably good. And let's mix that up some more. Got to try this sweetened condensed milk out. Yeah, that is sinful. That's so good. I'm going to kind of seal this up a little bit. Let's set it over here. Get that out of the way. Next, let's get this bread out. See if this is all it's cracked up to be, and right away, I feel like it's going to be. It has a good smell to it. Has an MRE type bread smell to it. It's got a nice springiness to it. So there's really a bunch of things I want to try with this bread. So I think I'm going to slice it long ways down the center and make 2 pieces of bread. Just like that. Yeah, see, this looks more like real bread compared to especially the US MREs. This looks really, really good, actually. All right, let's set this back over here. And before we go any further, let's make some coffee. They don't tell you how much water to put in that either, but I'm just going to guess. Probably about 6 ounces. third of a canteen cup maybe. Some more of this deliciousness. Let's get a lot of that deliciousness in there. Let's give that a stir. Set him over here while it cools off. All right, so from what I know, I think Vegemite on toast is a typical breakfast item in Australia. I don't have a way to make the toast, but I'm going to put some on the bread. Like I said, I've never had Vegemite, and I'm really excited to try it, but I'm not going to go hog wild on it till I really know if I like it. Now, I think you just put a little thin layer of Vegemite on the toast. You'll need just a little more on there. And before I try that, I'm going to try just a little tiny bit. That is something truly extraordinary. I've had nothing like it. For those who don't know, Vegemite is a yeast extract, and the yeast is grown on barley or wheat. I really can't come up with much of a description for it, other than it's super salty. It reminds me of a very super condensed beef bouillon, or better than bouillon, but it's not really a beefy flavor. Maybe it's a vegetable type better than bouillon. I don't really know, but it's got a very distinct bite to it. I actually kind of like it. I think it'd go good with stuff. I don't think it's good to eat on its own, and I'm not sure it would pair well with other things. I guess we'll have to try it out. But I do know in Australia, this is how they would do it, although I do believe they would put a layer of butter, thin layer of butter on top first, and then the Vegemite. I'm definitely not an expert, but we're going to give this a shot. Very, very interesting. I have to say, I really like it. I think it would be really, really good if there was some butter on there. It's got a very distinct flavor, but it's not off-putting, at least to me. But I can definitely see how some people would not like this. It's either you like it or you don't. And I have to say, that bread is amazing. It is hands down the best ration bread I've had. It's got a very light flavor. It doesn't have that very MRE tasting flavor to it. It tastes like bread, looks like bread. All right, now let's check out the strawberry jam. Very good strawberry jam. Very good. Cannot complain about that jam. That is very good. Very natural tasting, not too sweet. Excellent. Let's give our coffee a shot. Pretty bitter. So I'm going to put a little salt in it. The salt will help cut the bitterness. May sound crazy, but it works. Just a little bit. Just a tad. Let's see how that did. That helped, but not the greatest coffee. The sweetened condensed milk helps, but not the best coffee, in my opinion. Let's check out this fruit and chia seed cereal bar. There it is. Let's give that a shot. That's really good too, and a very healthy snack. There's all kinds of goodness in there. The chia seeds looks like there's pumpkin seeds in there. Got some cranberries, some apricots. That's excellent. All right, let's try out our muesli. All right, let's get that out. Let's get in there for a close-up. I probably could have put a little more water in there. See those pumpkin seeds right there? Let's check this out. All right, we're back with lunch, and as you know by now, I kind of screwed up and lost some footage of the breakfast menu. However, I really didn't lose much because it was the last thing I was reviewing, and it was the muesli. And really, it's not that interesting. It's muesli. It's basically oatmeal. I put the sweetened condensed milk in it. I had to add some sugar. That made it a lot better, and it was nice and creamy. The dried fruit was really good in it, and I liked the pumpkin seeds. It was just a really nice muesli, but not that interesting. So as you can see, I've got the lunch laid out. I've got the potato and chickpea curry and the tuna as our mains. I got my bread that I saved from breakfast. So let's slap this down and get into lunch. Perfect. All right, first things first, I need to get this potato and chickpea curry cooking. All right, so while that's cooking, let's make some drinks. All right, let's start with our Thort's Isotonic Drink Powder Orange. It says to add 500 to 600 mils of water. Yeah, that's pretty caked up. We'll give it a smell. It has a definite weird smell. I don't know about this. It almost has a fermented smell. It's kind of weird. It says it has castor sugar in there, which I have no idea what that is. Let's add about a pint of water. It's not dissolving very well. You can see the chunks swirling at the bottom. We're going to set it off to the side and see if they'll dissolve a little more. All right, so next we're going to make the protein drink coffee flavor. It says to add 200 mils of water. Looks pretty good. Does not smell like much of anything. I definitely don't smell coffee. So we're going to add the instant coffee. And we're going to add a little over 200 since we put the coffee in there. And we're doing it cold. And let's set this off to the side. And let's check out our tuna. Here's what it looks like. That smells pretty good, actually. I'm not the biggest tuna fan, though. And we're going to take our bread and we're going to make a little sandwich. And I might be crazy, but I feel like this might be a good match. So I'm going to put just a tiny little bit of Vegemite on one side. Just a tiny bit. Don't hate me if I'm doing it wrong. I have no idea what I'm doing. But I feel like it might be good. Before we make our sandwich, let's get our steak bar out. We'll get our chocolate chip cake out. That smells delicious. Let's get our biscuit jam sandwich out. And kind of what I suspected, these are like jammy Dodgers. If you don't know what they are, look them up. They're really good. And we might as well get our chocolate ration out. Let's see if it's any good. And by golly, it's perfect. A lot of the other reviews I've seen, they're toast. They're just bloomed like no other. All right, let's try out some of this tuna. Smells really good. Like I said, I'm not the biggest tuna fan, but that's actually decent. I could handle that. It's got a sweetness to it. You can taste the herbs. You can taste the tomato. Yeah, not bad. So let's make a little sandwich. Yeah, this bread is so awesome. It's so good. This was a great addition to this ration. I'm trying my best to set my dislike for tuna aside, and actually, I'm pretty pleased with that. The Vegemite is extremely subtle, but it really comes through and kind of balances that sweetness of that tuna, and you can just get that hint of the Vegemite, and it's actually a very good compliment. Yeah, if you're a fan of tuna, that would be awesome. I'm not a fan, but I'm happy with that. I'm actually going to finish this tuna off. It's growing on me. Let's try out this beef stick while we're still waiting for the main to heat. It's very tough, but it's jerky, so it's all right. I have to say it tastes a little weird. I don't know if it's just because I just ate the tuna, but the teriyaki flavor is very subtle, but it's a weird teriyaki flavor. Not the biggest fan of it. Not complaining. Not bad enough for me not to want to eat it. All right, let's try out this drink. It looks a little weird. Doesn't really look like an orange drink, but we're going to give it a shot and see what it's like. There's something off about that. I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to taste, but it just tastes off to me. You can taste that orange flavor, but it's super, super sweet. And on the back end, it's got a weird bite to it that I'm not really digging. Let's try out our protein coffee drink. Doesn't look the best. I think that's just the air bubbles on top. Oh, that is awful. That is horrible. I don't think it's rancid. I don't know if there's milk in there. I'd have to check the ingredients, but it's not the best. It's very bland. Hold on, I'm gonna try something. See if this helps. All right, let's see if that sweetened condensed milk helped. Not really. It just has a very weird flavor. Not a big fan of either of those drinks. All right, the main's been boiling for about 20 minutes, so I'm gonna go grab it. I like the gusseted bag. It's got tear notches, but it's too hot for me to tear, so I'm gonna cut it open. Try not to burn myself while holding this. It smells fantastic. The second I opened it, I could smell it. It smells really, really good. All right, let's get that out. There it is. It smells absolutely delicious. All right, so you got your chickpeas, your tomatoes, your potatoes, you got some lentils, carrots. All right, let's go in for a bite. Looks really good. Yeah, that is fantastic. That is really, really good. Very flavorful and very complex. The chickpeas and potatoes are not overcooked, so they're not mush. They got a little bit of a crunch to them, and that curry is absolutely fantastic. It's a little on the saltier side. It's got just a little kick to it, but not a whole lot of kick. That's fantastic. I'd be super stoked to get this one. Plenty of the nutrients you need in this. And there's no meat in it. That was my biggest thing, was there's no meat in it. But honestly, I don't really care. It's really, really good. What a fantastic main. And there's so much food here. This ration is massive. All right, well, let's try out these jelly biscuits. Yeah, you can't complain about that. It's strawberry. I was going to put the strawberry jam on it, but you really don't need it. Those are excellent. All right, let's try our chocolate chip cake. Doesn't look the best, but I think that's just fat that has solidified on the top. Looks nice and moist. Smells very chocolatey. Smells really good. Definitely can't complain about that. Very chocolatey. I don't really get chocolate chips in there, but it's just a basic chocolate cake, and it's excellent. Needs a little frosting. Put some sweetened condensed milk on there. See how that is. Oh, yeah. Just basically put some frosting on it. That's awesome. Let's try some chocolate. Yeah, I'm surprised this chocolate made it. Perfect condition. And I'll tell you what, that's some of the best chocolate I've had in a ration. Got a nice balance of sweet and chocolatey. Not too sweet, not too chocolatey. And the way it melts while you're chewing it is perfect. What the hell? Let's try the gum. You get 3 pieces. Got a nice spearmint flavor. I don't really taste the green tea extract. Got a really nice chew, very satisfying chew. It's not too hard, not too chewy, kind of right in the middle, almost spongy. Very nice. Be just what you need to get that tuna and the beef jerky out of your teeth. All right, well, that was lunch. That was a good lunch. That main, the chickpea and potato curry, was absolutely outstanding. Very, very good. I could eat that all the time, even though it's vegetarian. I don't care. It's awesome. Tuna, all right. It grew on me. I could eat that. The Vegemite on the bread with that to make a sandwich, that was superb. That was great. The cake, the biscuit with jelly, great. The chocolate, some of the best I've had in a ration. All in all, fantastic. Both of these drinks kind of sucked. I hate to say it, but neither one were good at all. But all in all, I'm happy with this lunch, and I'm excited to dig into dinner. So it's almost 8 o'clock at night, so I'll be back tomorrow with my review of dinner. All right, so we're back with dinner, and I've chosen the lamb casserole and the instant mashed potatoes for the main for the dinner portion, and then we've got all the rest of this stuff. So let's slap this down and dig in. Perfect. All right, so first things first, I'm going to go get this lamb casserole heating up and get some hot water for the mashed potatoes. All right, well, that's heating up. I'm going to get some tea steeping. They don't tell you how much water to use, so I'm just going to eyeball it. Set him over there. Let's get these mashed potatoes made. Calls for 250 mils of boiling water. There it is. Looks like it's got some chives in there. Doesn't really smell like anything. And we got 250 mils of water. Let's open up our peppered steak bar. Let's get our all fruit tropical bar out. Got some apple puree, some pineapple juice, concentrated mango puree, banana puree, lemon juice. Sounds pretty good. That's what it looks like. Actually smells really good. You can really smell that pineapple. And let's get our biscuit cream cracker out. They're kind of broken up. Not sure why they call them cream crackers, but I'll find out. Smell pretty good. Smell like a basic cracker. And let's open up this bag of processed cheddar cheese. Use our Fred. Looks like processed cheese, like Velveeta. Give these potatoes a shake. Still pretty dang hot. So while we wait for that main to heat, let's try a little peppered beefsteak. So what it looks like. Yeah, I like this better than the teriyaki by far. Can't complain about that. Let's try a little bit of this Bega cheese. It's all right. It's not the greatest. It's kind of got a weird flavor, almost has a metallic flavor to it. I know it's not bad, but I think it's just picked up flavor from the can. The cheddar is not very notable. It tastes like a mediocre processed cheese. It's not the best, but it's not terrible. I'd eat it. I wouldn't complain about it, but not the best. Try some on a cracker. Much better with the cracker. I'd be happy with that. And since I have some of this left, I'm going to try it on the cracker with some of the cheese. I don't know if that's going to be good or not, but I'm going to give it a shot. Just a little tiny bit. Get that smeared onto that cracker. Let's try some Vegemite and cheese crackers. Okay, that was really good. That really pairs well together. Got a little bit of a sharpness from the cheese mixed with the strong flavors of the Vegemite, which has some sharpness of its own. I'm actually going to put a little more this time. I think it needs just a little bit more. Yeah, that is really, really good. This really adds some complexity to that cheese. You almost can't even tell there's Vegemite on here because it mixes with that cheese so well. That mildly sharp cheese, this adds a lot of sharpness. That is really, really good. This is exactly how I'd want to eat this Vegemite. Let's try out our tea. I don't normally put creamer in my tea, but I'm gonna tonight. Gonna add a little sugar. Let's give that a shot. I've never put creamer in black tea or any kind of tea. I always put it in my coffee, but that's quite nice. I think I'm probably gonna start doing that from now on. All right, before I get the main out, let's get these mashed potatoes out. They smell delicious. You can smell those chives. Yeah, that looks good. Extremely hot, so I'm gonna cut it. And there's the lamb casserole. That's what it looks like. Yeah, I don't know about that. That's got a gamey, lamby smell that I'm not the biggest fan of. I haven't eaten a lot of lamb in my life, but I did just eat some lamb stew in a halal MRE a few videos ago. That was really good, but it did not smell like this. Didn't have that gaminess. All right, so I'm just going to dump this right on the potatoes. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that smell. It's got a real gamey smell. All right, might as well go in for a taste. Let's get a big chunk of lamb there. Some potato, some carrot. It looks really good. Just not digging the smell. So my first impression, the sauce is really, really good. Got a really good flavor. It's almost got like a beef gravy flavor to me, but I know it's lamb. The vegetables are cooked perfectly, nice and tender, but not mushy. The lamb, though, it is gamey and it's very tough. Very, very tough. Really chewy. Let's try some with some potato. Yeah, it's just got that weird gaminess to it that I'm not a big fan of. It's not terrible. Don't get me wrong. If I was a soldier and got this, I'd probably scarf it down. In the last two bites with the lamb was nice and tender. So maybe it's just a fluke with that one piece. Nope, that one's super chewy. Those potatoes add really a lot with those chives. I really like that addition. I'm glad I put it on top of the potatoes, even though there's chunks of potatoes in it. That bite was tender. Gonna put some Tabasco on it, just on this little portion right here. See if that helps. You know, I can put Tabasco on most anything and I like it, but I actually think it doesn't help this. It's just not a good flavor match. I'm going to put black pepper on it though. And just for shits and giggles, because I have some of this left, I feel like it might actually add something to that casserole. Let's try that. Nope. That was not good at all. I'm not going to waste it though. It's not that bad. Like I said, I mean, it's definitely edible. It's not like I hate it. As I eat this, that gaminess seems to be kind of falling to the background. Still there, just not as prominent as my first initial bites. I got to do this again. This was so good. Yeah, that cheese just transforms this Vegemite flavor. You don't even really hardly taste any of that yeastiness. Kind of strange. Grilled Vegemite and cheese. That'd be great. Might as well use some of the strawberry jam on these leftover crackers. That's good. And let's try our tropical fruit bar. That's what it looks like. Wow. That is really good. Those tropical fruit flavors just kind of slap you in the face. They're very, very prominent. The pineapple flavor is very prominent. You can taste the mango. I really don't taste the banana. I don't taste apples. And the texture is a little weird. It almost has a fruit roll-up texture. As soon as you start chewing it, that's that texture you get as you're chewing. Fruit roll-up. Yeah, that's excellent. Let's check out these M&Ms. And just as I suspected they wouldn't be the greatest, but we'll try them out anyways. Very powdery, so I'm guessing that they're pretty bloomed. Pretty good. Yeah, I don't know why they're all powdery like that. They taste perfectly fine. All right, something I've never had before. I'm gonna try out these musk flavored Lifesavers. We'll see what this is like. Yeah, that is very strange. The best way I can describe it is very floral. As you chew it and that scent goes up through your nose, the only thing that comes to mind is when I was a kid walking into like an old lady's house and the old lady had that perfume on, that really heavy floral perfume. It's very strange. I'm not really a fan of that. And then we got our matches. Might as well give these a shot. You got two types of matches. You got the windproof and then the regular. We'll just do a regular. Nice little canister they give you. They work. And then the last thing we're going to do, we're going to check out this scouring pad. Like I said, it's already got detergent on it. That's pretty nifty. Oh, it smells awful though. It smells terrible. Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than it smells like crap. Like literally, it smells like crap. Let's get some water on it. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Got some detergent on there. You can clean your mess kit. Pretty nice. I'm sure it smells the way it does because it's probably an antiseptic type soap, but that's pretty nifty. They gave you ketchup, and I guess I could have put some of that on the lamb, but didn't sound like it'd go well, so I just didn't use it. And we already reviewed these on the lunch menu, so I'm not going to do it. Well, there you have it. That was the dinner menu that I came up with for me. And that's going to wrap up this review of the Australian CR1M, or Combat Ration One Man, Menu B from 2020. Overall, I think this was a really good ration. There were some things I liked, some things I didn't. And there was just so much food. I think this is the biggest ration that I've had yet. This would definitely keep a soldier going all day, no doubt. So the breakfast menu was pretty good. I think probably the star of this ration was the bread, only because it's the best bread I've seen in a ration. And then I have to say that the Vegemite I had never had before, and I'm glad I used it kind of sparingly, because if you put too much, it's going to be way too shocking when you eat it. The lunch was better than the dinner. I'd have to say the star of this dinner was putting the Vegemite on the crackers and then the cheese on top of that. That was excellent. That was so good. So all in all, pretty good ration. You get such a variety of food in here. You really can't complain. Even though I didn't like some of the stuff, it's not like I wouldn't eat it. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't inedible. So I'm not knocking it. Lamb just isn't for me. I'm sure if you liked lamb, you'd love that dish. All in all, pretty good ration. I think I'd have to put it in the top tier, in the low top tier, just because you get so much food and such a variety, and you get some unique items. And the things that were good were really good. So if you stuck with me through this journey, this was a great ration. This took me 3 days to film. Because it is so much food, I'm not going to be able to eat all this in one day. So I really appreciate you watching. And if you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you do subscribe, make sure you click that notification bell so you get notified when I post new content. So again, I really appreciate you being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll be back soon with another review. Later. All right, so this CR1M is menu number. All right, so this is All right, so this CR1M. You son of a bitch. All right, let's start with our Thorx isostop. All right, our main is. All right, oh my God. Let's take a drink of this crap. Ugh.